KILR Killer Games.
Hello gamers and simmers and pilots, I am the Killer Gamer and welcome to my tour around the world. And I know this doesn't look like the place where we left off. It is Joliet, but the reason why I've got this up here is the last episode we were kind of looking at the graphics and wondering why does it look so crappy. So like, look at this. I can't figure out why it looks kind of crummy. And then there's the grass. It looks like it's a full color picture that was like reduced in color. If that makes any sense, it's like taking a true color like JPEG or PNG and then converting it to where it only has 256 colors. That's what this looks like. And this is going through Windows 98. And this is through VMware. So the only graphics driver that I can use is like SVGA2 or something like that. So that's the best that I can have on that. So if I go to, let's see, display here, this is what I get. VMware SVGA2. There's no resolutions or anything to choose here. Okay. Now I want to show you something else. Okay. So what you're seeing here is Flight Simulator 2000 on Windows 7. Alright, so it looks better, but I don't know if it looks that much better. This is smoother looking, definitely. And there's a little bit more smoothing here with these textures and stuff, but it's still, I don't know, kind of relatively the same. When I go here to settings and display, so I got a GTX 760. Here's all the different resolutions here. So they're all 16 bits, and that's the key thing here. Even if I have 32-bit color, it's only going to display it in 16. But this is the thing that really gets me here, is that I can't enable hardware acceleration. I mean, come on, it's a GTX 760. Yeah, it has hardware acceleration. Why can't I enable it? I have no clue. I can't do it on Windows 98 either. And I started off this series playing Flight Simulator 2000 on my Windows 7 machine, but I had to put it into Windows into VMware Windows 98 because FSClouds wouldn't install properly, and my ProFlight 2000 wouldn't work at all. You just couldn't install it, period. You'd put it in there, and it would be like looking for files, and it just kept going and going. It wouldn't do anything. Here's the other thing, too. If you remember what it looked like at night, I'm going to go back to... I'm going to switch back. Okay, so here we are back in Windows 98, and again, you can see the how it just does not look smooth. It even actually looks worse now looking at it. think it gets okay. So there, that's a little better. You can see the texture in the grass now. It was just a day. This isn't smoothed out, so that looks kind of bleh. But at night, if you remember, at night, let's kind of move around here. There's just some weird stuff going on with the runways, I thought. Yeah, okay, so I'm looking at this thinking, wow, why are the numbers blue? So let me turn around here. Okay, so you see that? So like it's like, why are they blue? That just looks ugly. Okay, so we're here in Windows 7. And you'll notice I've got this at night, but look at, I mean, the graphics are still, see, it was raining at one time. That's what all these little bubbles are. It still has a kind of a crummy look here. Back up as the bubbles go away. But do you see? It's blue also. So even with Windows 7, I mean, you look at it at the ground, it still doesn't really look all the greatest, graphic-wise. And during the daytime, if you look at the sky, look at all this. And I mentioned this before on one of my videos when I was doing it on Windows 7. It looks blah. Just doesn't look that good. Flight Simulator 98 looks great. 98 looks great. I mean, this is okay. And that's, I mean, this is not bad right here. I mean, there's a little bit of smoothing and stuff. But other than that, it just, I don't know. Okay, so once again, we're back in Windows 98. And if I switch this to daytime, and we look up, that's what the sky looks like here. Just these bands, really. So there's not really any mixing. But then at the same time, it doesn't look like that checkered board mess that was in Windows 7. Let's take a look at the. I want to throw some clouds down here. Real world weather. Let's see if this does anything, actually. Local. Okay, so we got some clouds and stuff here. Okay, so see, it does it here, too. So what is up with that? Well, we got, like, checkered boards over here. You know, you can't really see much definition here, but if you change the time where there's more light, you can sort of see it. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of like what we have, and other than my joypad, my gamepad not really working through VMware. I've got it set up, but I don't know why it doesn't want to work. Other than that, it plays fine in Windows 98 at least, and everything works the way it's supposed to work. So, I mean, that's really the point. But I've read. I was looking at my my box, right? And it was talking on here. It's like, oh, you need a Super VGA, 16-bit color monitor required. So I started thinking, maybe the graphics don't really look all that good. And I was reading some stuff on the internet where people were like, should I get Flight Simulator 2000? And some were just like, no, it runs like garbage. I'd stick with Flight Simulator 98 because it ran really well. Of course, 2000 had a lot more airports to offer than what 98 did. But when Flight Simulator 2002 came out, it's like, oh, it was time to definitely move to that. So, anyway, this is just a brief history. Not so much a history, but we're just kind of looking at the comparison of what it looks like on Windows 98 and what it looks like in Windows 7. Maybe this is how it's supposed to look in Windows 98. You know, maybe with Windows 7, my modern graphics card just naturally smooth things out a little bit. I don't know. If anyone plays Flight Simulator 2000, I would be interested to find out what you know. When I can get it going, I'll see if I can get this working in the PC emulator, which is PCEM. I think I got Flight Simulator 98 working in there, but it just like blah, doesn't work very good. It emulates a PC, but when you're playing it, it's like, oh yeah, I remember the days of having a PC like this and it run like crap. so it's pretty much on par with that. But anyway, let's get to our flight. All right, so we are back here with Flight Simulator 2000. And we're going to go ahead and turn things on here. Now we got to remember we have to turn on the plane first before we turn on our avionics. You know, and something else too that I figured out on the well, there's my. Yeah, I had all this stuff cut off, so I couldn't see my autopilot. I was going into my menus up here to get to it. The ATC was saying Cessna, and I'm not flying a Cessna. I'm flying a Mooney Bravo. I got it corrected, so it does say Mooney now. All right, so we got our radios on. Might be good to know where in the world we're flying to, so let me pull that up. Okay. So here we are, Joliet Park District, and we're going to be going right over here to Greater Kankakee, which is kind of a special place for me in regards to flight simulation, because with the Flight Simulator 2 for Commodore 64, when all I had was, you know, the default areas such as Chicago, which just moved around, I would fly basically from Merrill C. Meigs all the way down to, I wish it would stop doing that, University of Illinois, but I'd have like a halfway point here at Greater Kankakee, so I'd do it like on the way down and then on the way back up. And so it's got, you know, it's got a special place in my heart, and I know that just sounds kind of dumb, but but I had to absolutely make a stop there. So not too worried about radios because we've got our GPS, although I will go ahead and tune in to, I like how there's like a second comm here, but it doesn't work. 113.2. We'll get our distance measuring. Oh, wait a minute. Change that to 113.2. Well, maybe it'll show up when we start moving. Oh, wait a minute. That's Peotone. I want Kankakee. That's 111.6. Okay, that's still not going to show up, but that's okay. All right, let's get our altimeter set. 4,000. Yeah, I guess that looks fine. All right. Now what we're going to do is activate the ATC. So we do that by going to our adventures. After I have the adventure generated, I just select it here. So this is Joliet. I don't know why it says 3KK. Where did it come up with that? The thing is KIKK. So I don't know why it came up with this. That was weird. And this information here is useful. It gives you your departure information and your destination airport, plus your alternate. I don't really use that though. So what I find useful is using a snipping tool and just taking those bits and putting them over into Paint and then having that over on my side monitor so that way I can actually get all of my frequencies and stuff like that on here, which there isn't going to be much because it looks like it's just Unicom pretty much the whole way through. It's funny, when playing these, I always thought Kankakee was like a, not a major airport, but I thought it was like a major stop. So when I finally started flying it in later sims and realized that this doesn't have a control tower, I'm like, oh. I was like kind of disappointed, actually. Alright, so we're set there. We'll select that. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. So now it's loading. Alright, I believe we are ready here. I had to fix a few things that just didn't load up right, so... Alright, so we are on Unicom. So what we're going to want to do here, let's ask for field advisories.
Piper, Niner, 37 Romeo, 5 miles north at 3,500. Landing, request field advisory.
Traffic, Mooney, 13 Foxtrot. On the ground at 2104. Local, IFR. Request field advisory.
Yeah, I'm doing it too.
Mooney, 13 Foxtrot. Winds 270 at 8. Altimeter is 2981.
Okay.
Austrian.
Mooney, 13 Foxtrot. Roger, thank you.
So it's 270. What was he saying? 7? Alright, so 270 is, I guess, where the winds are going at. And...
Unicom, Galaxy 3.
You know, what we had landed on was a dirt runway.
Landing, request field advisory.
Galaxy 319er Echo. Winds steady 270 at 8. Altimeter is 2981.
I suppose we could take that.
Unicom, King Air 2. 81 Tango, 6 miles north at 1,500. Landing, request code advisory.
King Air 281 Tango, winds steady 270 at 8, altimeter is 2981.
Well, if we lift off into the wind, is that such a bad thing?
Romeo, 8 miles.
I don't know if it is or not.
Landing, request field advisory. Lancer 863.
Here's our
Romeo,
dirt
winds steady 270
runway,
at 8,
which
altimeter
is
2981.
kind of weird looking. It wasn't until I looked at it during the daytime that I realized, oh, this is a dirt runway. I don't think Joliet has a dirt runway.
Unicom, Austrian 39er, 4 kilo 3.
I know I'm going back and forth here. This thing is not easy to control with a
Request field
keyboard.
Austria 39er, 4 kilo, winds steady 270 at 8,
Huh.
altimeter is 2981.
Let's go use the other runway. I'm looking at my... Oh my heavens. I'm looking at my GPS.
Unicom, Fairchild 539er, Lima 9er, miles north at 3,000. Landing, request code advisory.
And if you see my GPS there, you can see
Fairchild 539er,
if we take off from this
winds
runway,
steady 270 at 8, altimeter is 2981.
we'll be off in the right direction, so I'll just do that. I am moving, but I'm not turning. Why am I not turning here? There we go.
Unicom, Learjet 751 Golf.
A runway
4
with
miles east at 500,
white lettering that
landing,
turns
request
blue.
field
How does that
advisory.
work?
Learjet 751 Golf, winds steady 270 at 8, altimeter
It's like I
is
can't turn unless I bring the
2981.
throttle up, but then when the throttle goes up, this thing goes out of control. It is really annoying. Ugh. Crummy graphics. But see, this is why I'm doing this world tour
Sierra, 6 miles
on the
west
different
at
simulators because
4,500. Landing, request field advisory.
I want to see how it looks,
9er, 13
and just
Sierra,
doing a
winds
simple, oh,
steady
this is what it looked like through the
270
years, it's
at 8,
just
altimeter is
doesn't really show you everything.
2981.
And I never really played Flight Simulator 2000 when I got it. It's like I got the Pro version,
Unicom,
and
Fairchild 483
I think I messed around with it,
miles north at
but I had
500.
things
Landing,
going on in my
request
life,
field advisory.
so I didn't really play around with it very much. It wasn't until 2004 came out that I started messing with it.
Winds steady 270 at 8, altimeter is 2981.
We are taking the runway.
Traffic, Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Departing runway 30 to the southeast.
Okay.
Unicom Beach 294 kilo 6 miles south at 4,500. Landing, request field advisory. Beach 294 kilo, winds steady 270 at 8, altimeter is 2981.
Whoa. Boy, the sky looks weird.
Unicom Challenger 530 Delta 3 miles out at 5,500 landing. Requested field
That
advisory.
really looks weird.
Challenger
This stuff, what is
530,
this?
winds steady 270 at 8, altimeter is 2981.
Where in the heck am I going? I'm like wondering if I'm having like some type of graphical glitch or something. Okay, no, I'm not. Boy, those clouds look
Unicom Fairchild 182 Tango
crummy.
9 miles west at 4,000 landing. Request field advisory.
Fairchild 182 Tango, winds steady 270 at 8, altimeter is 2981.
Okay, where in the world is it taking us? Man, this autopilot.
Unicom, citation 1.
Yeah, let me take you this direction.
South at 5,000, landing. Request field advisory.
Citation 143.
It's like I set it to follow the nav route, and it's like going some other direction. I
Altimeter is 2981.
don't know what it's doing. Ugh. What patch was that?
Unicom piloted 887 Charlie 3 miles south.
Alright, let me set my
Request field advisory.
heading bug here.
Facilitas 887 Charlie, winds steady 270 at 8, altimeter is 2981.
Yeah, there's a wind that's just blowing us around like crazy. Alright, let's add some more power here. Ugh, I just hate how that looks. It's like I'm looking at some CGA game or something like that. I just don't remember if this is how it looked when I first played it. Because when did I think I was still using Windows 98 when this came out. What, Windows XP didn't come out until like 2001, right? I've got a lot of computer parts, so I'd like to maybe set one up as a Windows 98 machine and put this on it and see what it looks like. Well, I got distance to the Payotone one, just not Kankakee. There's something I can use though. Oh, where did I put it? I think I put it away because I didn't think I was going to be using it. Now here it is that I want to use it. Alright. I have my flight simulator. This is a strategy guide for version 5. But what's helpful is in here it's got like the VORs and the airports and stuff. And this may actually have the VOR to Kankakee, and maybe it's a little different than what we were using from the Commodore 64 map. Kankakee IKK 111.6. So I don't have it on right here. Did I say 111? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm not... Boom! There we go. Alright. Got 21 miles to go. I kind of wanted to get an idea how far away we were. Because our GPS gives us the distance to the next waypoint. Let's check in with air traffic. Look at these clouds. What kind of clouds are these? Can I not check in with air traffic control? What's up with this? I'm on Unicom. I guess they decided they were not going to talk to me anymore. I don't know. I can't use any of my commands. None of them were working. Ah. Whatever. Well, at least we can take a look at FSClouds a little bit. Okay. That is wicked, whatever that is. I'm going to bring this down in altitude. We'll bring it down to 3,500. It just kind of looks not the greatest from up here. What I find interesting is, let me move my face cam again. All of these airports, there's like so many of them all over the place, and on the, they weren't there as much on Flight Simulator 5 or 98, or, you know, definitely the Commodore 64. These kind of graphics remind me of like an early form of King's Quest or something. Running on VGA graphics. That does not look like SVGA. That looks like VGA. Maybe even CGA for that matter. I don't think maybe many people were impressed with Flight Simulator 2000. For any of you that have played, does this look the way you remember? Now, these clouds are not part of it. That's FSClouds, but do you remember it looking like this? Oh my goodness. That's what it looks like when you go through a cloud, I guess. Because Flight Simulator 98 is just loads better, I think. I'll try getting this running on the PC emulator. Just right now I'm working on an i5 backup machine. My i7 is down. I'm not sure if it's the processor or if it's the motherboard. And trying to emulate a PC is actually, it's kind of taxing, actually, from what I read. You really need to have a strong computer to be able to do it well. They're saying an i5 isn't too bad. I think... No, that's not Kankakee up there. I see it here, though. It's right here. So where's our flight plan taking us, I wonder? Oh my goodness, it is so it's not taking us to KIKK, it was taking us to 3KK. Oh, I must have selected the wrong Kankakee then. Oh well. Well, now I know why it was 3KK. Well, we're not landing at 3KK, we're landing at KIKK. So, there. Wish it would stop hitting the right mouse button. Go this direction here. And we need to slow down. Okay, now we're getting our radio 8 miles. I'm like hearing that and I'm wondering... Whoops. Gear is down. Okay. That's weird because I thought I had it up this whole time. So I think that is Greater Kankakee right up there. The only thing I remember about Kankakee is that there's a river. At least that's how it always was on the Commodore 64. There'd be a river. I'd fly over until I got there. This thing does not like to fly with a keyboard. At least I got myself slowed down so we're not coming in hot. I was having that problem when I was first starting with this Mooney Bravo. I was just going in way too quickly. I'm getting better, though. Gee, is there anything at this airport, or is there just runways? What's that blue thing? Is that a river? I know that's all blue, right? This right here is what I'm talking about. Maybe this is part of the river that... I mean, kind of looks like there's a river that I'm going across here. It's hard to say. I'm still getting pulled to one side. It's my phone making noise. That must be one heck of a wind that's blowing us. I'm having a harder time trying to land this with a keyboard than before. It's like, oh, can we land here? Let's find out. Barely. So there are buildings here, which is good. If I center this, look at this, I'm getting blown off the runway. Look at that. Alright, here we go. Got ourselves a taxiway, I think, that we can turn off here. Looks like gravel or something. Look at this. It's floating up in the air. Or are we just not... Oh, I don't think we're seeing everything. Okay. I see the rest of it. Oh, man. You have to give this thing juice for it to move. And then it really starts to move after a while. There's some hangars over there. Yeah, we'll just stop right there. Yeah, ATC completely stopped. It's like we're not hearing anything. We didn't hear anything at all. Like we did a little bit, and then after that, it was like, nope, done. Not playing. No more soup for you. All right. Well. Oops, I was supposed to turn that off first. So. Well, we're here at Greater Kankakee. Wasn't a very long flight. That's one thing about this Mooney is you kind of get to your destinations a little quicker, and that's kind of nice because on some of the other flight simulators it takes longer to get to the destination. So trying to put this together on all the different simulators is a lot of work. Okay, well. Thanks for joining me on this, and you know, let me know your experiences with Flight Simulator 2000, and if it kind of looked like this for you too when you were playing it. Kind of interested. But as we get going, like I said, I'm going to try to get it working on a PC emulator and see what it looks like. It'll probably run like garbage. Frame rate would be bad and everything, but I'm just curious about the graphics, if it is actually supposed to look better than this. It does in Windows 7, not by much though. Alrighty, well thanks, and I will see you on the next flight. If you enjoyed this flight and trip back in time, then you might enjoy some of these other videos I made of the same flight. This is just a small sample of the other simulators I'm also using for the World Tour, so you can check out how things compare there if you'd like. Or perhaps you have fond memories of one of them and just want to see more. There will be more flights, so remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around in the skies.